everybody, welcome to What's Cooking Wednesday. Today's recipe, once again, is going to come from this box. I will mix it up next week and pick something different to cook out of, but we're going to go with this one more time for this week. This is something that I have not made yet, and I'm kind of excited to try it because I'm always looking for new ways to make this specific meal or entree, whatever you want to call it, because every time I make it, it comes out different. I don't ever do it the same way. I do kind of follow, a sort of, same thing, but it always comes out a little different. So today's recipe is meatloaf. And hopefully you can read that. I don't know if you can see it. It has been used a lot. It's pretty dirty, so hopefully this is a good recipe. Anyway, so meatloaf is what we're cooking for today. It's a pretty basic recipe. I'm interested to see how it turns out because there's not a whole lot of spices in this. Now normally I would put in like a ton of garlic powder, onion powder, all these different spices, and or even a packet of like onion soup mix. That's really good, in a meatloaf. But this doesn't call for any of that. It's just some salt and pepper and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Now I do put ketchup in mine. But anyway, so the ingredients today that we're going to be using are 1 pound of meat, 1 teaspoon of salt, 4 shakes of pepper. I don't have a pepper shaker. I have a pepper grinder. So we're going to do like 4 turns of the grinder. See how that turns out. That's not enough from my point of view, but we'll see. 1 egg, 1/4 to 1/3 cup of chopped onion. I was going to do that ahead of time, but I didn't, so you're going to get to do that with me today. And don't make fun of the way I chop my onion. About 12 crackers crumbled. I do have 12 saltines left in this sleeve, so we're going to crumble that up and use that. 1 tablespoon of Worcester. I'm guessing that's Worcestershire sauce, however you want to say it. And 1/2 cup of catsup. She spelled it C-A-T-S-U-P. I love that. Catsup. Water to make as moist as wanted, and bake at 350 for 45 to 60 minutes. So it does take a while to bake. That's why we are not going to wait, of course. But let's get into it. All right, hair's pulled back, apron's on, hands are washed. So let's get in it because you gotta mix it with your hands, right? Otherwise it just doesn't come out good. Okay, so I've got my 1 pound of meat already in here. It was just one of those tubes, easy to do at the store. Grab a tube of meat. And I want to say it was, I think it was 90-10 is the cut I got, 90-10. That's usually what I normally buy, 90-10 or 93-7, but I think it was 90-10. Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. So, get my salt out. Hi, Lisa. My thing broke. My thingamajig on the little spout thing broke. That's okay. All right, 1 teaspoon of salt. Got it. 4 shakes of pepper. So let's do 4 cracks of pepper. And I'm running out. And I did find my new pepper and salt grinders that my mom got. So I'm excited to use all this up and start using that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to call that 4 shakes. Since I'm running low, it didn't grind all the way. All right, 1 egg. I'm trying to think if we should start collecting eggshells for Easter. You know what? I'm going to be baking a lot soon. We're going to skip this, and the next time I will, you know what? Let me do it. Because if you're just joining me and you've never seen me crack an egg to save for Easter, then to make Easter confetti eggs, let me show you. Easy, simple to do. All right, so you can see, give it a little tap on the pointy part, right? And then what you're gonna do is kind of use your finger to peel the shell back. And you're gonna create a little hole on the top. And if you wanna put it over your bowl so it doesn't get too messy, you can do that. You don't want to make a super big one, but you also want to make it big enough to where 1, the egg will come out, and 2, see it's already, can you tell it's already dripping down the side? So make sure you put it over your bowl. But you can stick your fingers in there if you need to. So this is how it turns out. to the side. So you got a little hole just around the top. Now what you're gonna do is, hi Carol, dump your egg out, and then you just rinse this out. And I put it up on, on a paper towel to dry. And then when it's time for Easter, you can dye these like you would, just a normal Easter egg. Put some confetti in there. Put a little bit of school glue, like Elmer's glue, around the top. And if you get like some toilet paper and you cut them into quarters, you just put a piece of toilet paper on the top, kind of pat it around the glue. It'll be wet, obviously. But then you can let it dry a little bit for a few minutes, but just peel off the excess toilet paper, and you got yourself a homemade confetti eggs. Can you buy them at the store? Yes, you can. Those are a lot harder. For some reason, they hurt, and if you're coming at somebody full speed with to crack an egg, they kind of hurt. But this is just like a regular eggshell, and they're not hard, and they're just more fun to do that way. All right, so we got our egg, 1/4 to 1/3 cup of chopped onion. So let's move the bowl to the side, and let's chop up some onion. I already have a half an onion here ready to go. It's just a regular yellow onion. This thing is strong. Woo! Just open that up and I can smell it. We're gonna use, let's see, 1/3, because I think it needs the extra seasoning since there's not a whole lot of seasoning in it. So we're gonna use 1/3 cup instead of 1/4. I'd say that's a pretty good big batch of onion. So let's put that over there. All right, so this is 1/3 cup of chopped onion. And it calls for 1/4 to 1/3. I'm opting to use the 1/3 measurements. Next, we're gonna put 12 crackers crumbled. We're just gonna crumble inside again and see what happens. This is 12 just regular saltine crackers. So give me a second. Crumble. That's some aggression. Sometimes I put breadcrumbs in my meatloaf, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I put an egg, sometimes I don't. I really don't know what the difference is between putting either one and what they do. I know it's supposed to be like a binder, right? But is it necessary? All of these are eggs and some type of breadcrumbs, cracker crumbs, necessary for meatloaf. Let me know, because it's just one of those things that people tell you to do, but they don't tell you why. I mean, they don't add flavor because it's crumbs. So really, what's the point? So enlighten me with your knowledge and my lack of. You can maybe you're enlightening other people because maybe somebody else has the same not pointless, but like airheaded question that I have, because sometimes I can be a little airhead. But why? Besides holding it together, does it make a big deal? Sometimes you want your meatloaf to be kind of light and fluffy and airy, or do you like it to be dense? How is it supposed to be? I have no idea. All right, that is 12 saltines crumbled up. All right, next we have 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I love the way this smells. I don't know why, I just like the way it smells. I might be in the minority on that one. Now, a half a cup of catsup, C-A-T-S-U-P, catsup. Do you spell ketchup with a K or with a C? All right, give it a shake because nobody wants the nasty ketchup water that comes out when you first squeeze it, right? That's disgusting. Same with mustard. Always shake because you don't want that nasty, whatever you call it, water, condiment water. Ugh. We're gonna do a half a cup of this stuff. And no, I'm not using name brand, I'm using Aldi brand. And I'm actually pretty kind of picky with my ketchup. There are some that now Whataburger has the best ketchup, but this is actually really good. So I would not be surprised if this is actually the Heinz brand, just an Aldi label. Anyway, I can't prove that, don't take my word for that, but this ketchup is actually pretty good. All right. That's a half a cup. This is a pet peeve of mine. It's disgusting and it grosses me out. And this is my children. Possibly my husband, but I can't. But I know it's my children. Clean it. It's gross and disgusting. Ugh. Same with like anything. And toothpaste. Oh, don't get me started on the toothpaste lid. Ugh. Y'all. Ugh. All right. So, half a cup of the red stuff. In this bowl, we have a pound of meat, a teaspoon of salt, 4 shakes of pepper. I did a couple of grinds more than that. 1 egg, 1/3 cup of chopped onion, 12 saltine crackers that I crumbled up, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, a 1/2 cup of ketchup. Now it says water to make as moist as wanted. Let's mix it up, shall we? With my hands. Hands are clean anyway. With all that ketchup, I don't know if it really needs any water. I mean, that's kind of wet already. So we're just gonna call that a day because I don't think it needs any more wetness. I mean, it's still, look, it's like sliding out of the bowl. It's still wet. That's it, meatloaf. And with that amount of ketchup, I guess it's gonna be flavorful, who knows? But, so that's gonna go in the oven at 350 for 45 to 60 minutes. So I will do that. Y'all, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Do something kind for somebody today, or do something kind for yourself. But be kind, loving, and helpful always. Y'all have a blessed day, and I will catch y'all later. Have a good one. Thanks for joining me. Bye.